Happy Wednesday, everybody. Orange podcast. Bad. Welcome to the Schumer shutdown. Did your kids still go to school today? Of course they did. Did your mail get delivered today? Of course it did. Did traffic lights still work today? Of course they did. You know what? Happy Schumer shutdown. We'll get through it. I don't care. But happy Schumer shutdown, Paul. How are you celebrating Schumer shutdown?
By running all the red traffic lights, ignoring turn signals, and
Oh wait, you're telling me
changing
there's no
lanes
police?
unexpectedly.
There's no police on the roads?
No
No,
police
no
on the
traffic
road.
cops?
Yeah,
You can
I
just
did.
blow through the
I did
traffic.
60 in a 45. One arm out the window.
All right, whatever. They're all retards. So I've started making memes of just taking every politician that says this is Donald Trump's shutdown, and I just take a picture of them and I put them in a sombrero, and I post it below their post of this is Donald Trump. I was like, screw you guys. You guys want to give healthcare to illegals. That's not really what I want this show to be about, but it is the current topic of the day. So,
It really
uh,
is, yeah.
everybody who's celebrating, cheers, happy Schumer shutdown, because this
Yeah.
has nothing to do with Trump and all
Could
these.
I say, all of those folks that talk about Trump being a fascist, let's take a look at Chuck Schumer.
Right?
The guy is Webster Dictionary proof of fascism.
How could we'll take 5 minutes and then we'll move on. How could this possibly be Trump's shutdown when there is no bill on Trump's desk, but a bill left Congress, a continuing resolution for 7 weeks, just 7 weeks of funding to get to the next continuing resolution at the end of November?
That's
How could
right.
this possibly be Trump's fault? Trump doesn't have it on his desk to either sign or veto.
Yeah,
Who's holding it up? It's Schumer,
it's Schumer.
right?
Yeah, 100%, bro. And I
Well,
gotta say, I hang out with a lot of smart guys, but I gotta say, I'm disappointed in a lot of them. Be, you understand what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you're on the wrong side of this. Okay, you don't like Hegseth. He made you lose weight because you're a colonel and you're a fatty. I got that. I got that. Right? I'm hearing you, Lima Charlie, dude. But you have to understand what's going on at the basis of this. You cannot be pro Schumer with all of this stuff going on because
no.
they're heading the Schumers are doubling down on a shutdown because they think they're going to get their bridge to nowhere, and my constituents need a Crocs manufacturing facility in my district and that kind of stuff. It's still the same old, same old.
On that, I said we'd give it 5 minutes. I totally believe there is going to be, we need seven, right? There's going to be 5 or 6 Democrat senators that remember the rules of Trumpism first. A deal can, Trump wins is rule number
Yeah.
one. The second deal is a deal
Trump
can
too.
always be made as long
Yep.
as it adheres to rule one. There's going to be somebody that wants a bridge that goes into a mountain.
Yeah.
And Trump will be like, fuck yeah, I'll fund that. Vote for the CR. We will see this flip because he will make those deals. And everyone will go, well, that's not Republican. And I've been telling you since 2016, Trump will go down in history as the best and most successful Democrat president the country has ever had, fixing health care, fixing the borders. I could play you videos
Yeah.
and videos of Clinton, Obama, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Chuck Schumer all say we have to shut these borders down, George Bush. We cannot fund illegal health care, George Bush. Right? And so
Yep.
he's going to go down on their policies as being the only one that was effective at making them happen. Right?
That's exactly right, dude.
He is, and I hate to put it on Bill Clinton because he was just slimeball, right? He is a Bill Clinton Democrat, and so if you call him extreme far right, how fucking weird left are you?
I actually had that argument today with my colleague who is uber Democrat, Doctors Without Borders, worked in Africa on Ebola and that kind of thing.
Oh, sure.
And she's like, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. He's a pasty. He's so gross. He's a fascist. And I said, let me tell you something, man. We've been to dinner at your house. Tanya's been to dinner at your house. You want to know what fascism is? You want to know what fascism really is? It's the former Yugoslavia and the reason it broke up and the reason there was these bloody wars that killed over 250,000 people. That's fucking fascism. You've got no idea what you're talking about. None. I
don't.
beg you to shut the fuck up.
They don't. Like, in their defense, they don't, because everything they watch, whether it's on this thing or on their computer or on the TV screen, tells them that the orange people are, well, that first, Trump is a literal Hitler. Literally Hitler.
Yeah, literally.
And that all of us that voted for Bill Clinton policies are fascists. Right? And like, that's where the correlation's not coming together. Like, when I have conversations with people in your age group or my age group, they don't correlate. They don't see, and I could show them video evidence. Here's Chuck Schumer in 1992 saying,
exactly. Yeah, no, I got you.
Yep. Healthcare for illegals. I said, that's Trump's policy. Trump is a Democrat. I've told you since 2016, Trump is a Democrat. He's a moderate Democrat. He ran as a Republican, and he told Oprah, because Oprah begged him many times on her show, when he finally had said, if I run for president, I will run as a Republican and I will win. Like, you guys begged him, the left, Oprah.
Yeah.
Like, think of all these shows, right? These super left-wing shows that begged Donald Trump to run for president, to fix whatever they wanted fixed.
Yeah. When they wanted,
he goes, fuck it. All right, I'm going to run for president. And 20 years ago, I told you I was going to run as a Republican and I will win. And he did. Now, all of a sudden, they're like, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. And he's running on our policies. We must reject it. And you just look at it, you go, oh, Mother of God, please give me the patience, right?
Yeah. And that's the other thing too, Sean, is I gotta say, I had a pulmonary function test today.
Yeah.
And the doctor was a black guy, maybe a few years younger than me. And we were on the opposite sides of several different things, right? He thought Pete Hegseth's message to the generals was disrespectful. But you know what? So I had to take a 30-minute break between my tests for my lungs to recover.
All right. So was this first? I got a question. Now I'm going to go into interview mode. First, was this at the VA? And second, who brought up the politics?
No, it wasn't the VA, and he brought up the politics
Okay.
because we were
Please
trying
continue.
to. He goes, "Man, we got to take a 30-minute break before we can do the second half of this testing. Your
Mhm.
lungs have to recover and stuff." So we started out talking about Jimmy Johnson and the Miami Hurricanes, and that's when I went to school there. And he was enamored with that, and he had gone to Tulane med school,
Sure.
and I said, "Hey, my brother played football at Tulane, before Vietnam, so we hit it off on those things. But when we got down to Charlie Kirk and Pete Hegseth, we were on opposite sides, right? And the cool thing was we still hugged it out at the end. I still think he's a great dude. I mean, a really great dude, really nice.
So
And
that
and that it was not a bridge too far, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean, and that's what I remember about politics pre Golden Escalator. Is you just
Yeah,
sit around, you bitch, and everybody bitch, right? You
yeah,
just be like, these fucking Republicans, these fucking Democrats.
yeah.
But now, like, and I'm going to tell you this: Golden Escalator. So 2016, he's not president till 2017, right? When
Yep.
he takes term, like like we got banned from social media. I didn't even do anything wrong. I was posting things about my kids on Facebook, and my wife at the time, ex-wife now, not because of politics, because of other reasons, just for our listening audience. She's like, "Hey, I got to tell you something, Sean. My friends at work are blocking me because you're a conservative. You're a Trumpy, or you're a Trump supporter." And I was like, "Well, that's weird. Your friends shouldn't do that. Your friends can block me on Facebook." But
Yeah.
it was immediate. Like, this changed to banning free speech. We're just going to ban all of you. We're going to silence you. We're going to shut you up because you like this Democrat who was giving money, paying off houses for people who had children that were ill on the Oprah show or on the Donahue show.
Yeah.
Right? This guy,
Bill Donahue, dude.
Donahue, right? Think about it.
Yeah.
But they were mad at us for because only because he ran with an R and not a D when he
That's
ran
right.
for
That's the
president.
only reason.
And that triggered this massive psyop of Orange Van Bad.
Sure. If he had run as a moderate Democrat, the country would not be in the way it is right now.
He also wouldn't have won because he was smart enough to see that the Democrat Party would have forced him out of the primary. That's why he said, even in the 80s, I will run if I run. He said, quote, if I run, I will run as a Republican and I will win. He already saw where the Democrat Party was going, as to a one party system,
Well, yeah.
not bipartisan, which you hear
Yeah.
everybody bitching about with this bill that Schumer won't pass, right? He saw through all of it. Why? Because he was friends with all of them. He
Yeah.
went to cocktail parties with all of them. Was he drinking? No, he doesn't drink. Was he donating to all of them? Yes. I mean, you could pull the records, the financial records. He was
Yeah,
donating
it's all there.
all Democrats.
Yeah.
Now, did he throw some money, because it was a good idea, to George W? Of course he did. What billionaire that does construction of skyscrapers doesn't grease wheels? So, come on. He saw. Here's the brilliance of what Trump, with running Republican,
Yep.
he knew he would lose if he ran as a Democrat, because the Democrat machine would have eliminated him from the process in the same way they eliminated Kennedy, Bobby Jr. from the
Yeah.
process.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah.
So we have a Democrat president. You guys all need to suck it.
Just accept it.
All
But
right,
they're
so
not gonna.
I got like since I only have you and I don't get very many shows with just you, I want to get into this change. It's not a change in directive, not a change in policy, but a change in directive when it comes to Ukraine. A lot of people, right, especially MAGAs, right, and I'm a MAGA, so don't get me wrong. When I support Trump and what he's doing, but what I'm watching happen here with now all of a sudden we're going to bring in like 1980s weapons instead of 1960s weapons. Like no, like people are like, oh, they're bringing in the top shit. That's new, you guys. Whoa. Are they bringing in some long range shit? Yeah, 1980s long range shit.
Yeah.
What you're missing out on, though, is that it still takes the U.S. intelligence to provide targeting information for all of this. And so the targets are going to be, and I don't know how much you can talk about this, but the targets are going to be specifically pointed out by the intelligence. So you got Hegseth, of course, is going to be involved, but you also got Marco Rubio. And this is going to be strategic strikes on things that are military, not in the nature that we see in Gaza, where it's just total destruction of the entire place, right? So it's going to go after telecoms. So, and when I mean telecoms, and nobody uses a phone anymore. We're going to strike their satellites, their ground-based satellites, and take them offline. We're going to strike a lot of other things like energy. We're going to take out their ability to refine petroleum. And the reason I believe this is, Paul, and you could tell me I'm wrong, and I hope you're wrong, or I hope I'm wrong, is it because Putin is unwilling to give up the Donbass?
So
To the best of your ability.
So I'll say this. You're partially correct.
Well, all right, I get 5 points.
No, I'd say 8. You get 8 points because you're really close to being on point. But the I
Not using intelligence. Not
I
using
really can't.
intelligence. Not using intelligence. Uh, look at the way that everything is shifted and the way that everybody looks at it. Like as an American population, even the MAGAs, some of them are just gonna MAGA and be like, "Fuck it, Ukraine should die," and they're wrong. They're absolutely wrong because Ukrainian people have nothing to do with Zelensky's war, which was started in 2014. We've walked this through for a long time.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that the escalation.
Yeah.
We're not going to explain what it is and where it's going, but the escalation is Trump literally being like, "Dude, Russia, I
So
told you to come to the table. You're not coming to the table. You came to meet me in Alaska, but you won't meet with the Joker, and he's a Joker. He is a Joker. Everyone knows he's a Joker. He literally pulled his thing out and played it on a piano on live TV. Zelensky, the Joker. You have to either meet with him or meet with me and him and you in a tripartisan style meeting, and we got to finish this. I'm done with the dying, which is what Trump's he hates it. He absolutely hates all
he does
the
hate
dying.
it, and I will say that he is okay with Putin keeping Donbass. He's okay with that, and he's aggravated with little man bad because he just draws the line in the sand and wears his, 5'11" Arctic battle gear and says, "No, I'm not doing it." Well, you know what? You don't have that power, dude. You think you do, but you don't. And Trump is mad at the CIA for installing that puppet,
Yep.
and he turned out to be out of control. So it's a lose-lose, but he's on board with Putin keeping Donbass and
Donbass. All right. So, well,
Donbass because that is a native
I
Russian-speaking area that borders
absolutely.
Russia. Yeah.
Absolutely, Russian Orthodox Church that was banned by Zelensky in the Donbass. Well, in the first in Crimea, then the Donbass, and then the Donetsk regions.
Yeah.
There was several different providences there.
And
Absolutely,
I'll tell you
we
something
talked
else
about this
too
for years.
that I can say that's public knowledge. They're sending Tomahawk missiles over there. Well, the fucking Ukrainians aren't smart enough to launch Tomahawk missiles. So you know what that means? That means the Big Red One, 32nd Army Corps, all those other divisions have to go over there because they have the ability to launch those weapons. So then it's not Ukraine launching Tomahawks on Russia. It's American servicemen launching Tomahawks on Russia. And that is no bueno, dude, in any scenario.
Well, you and I talked about this about 6 months ago with AtCams. It's a similar thing. You need US codes. Like you need to plug a laptop into the thing. You need US codes to launch an AtCam,
Yeah.
right?
And that's why they set them up in Poland because they're playing the sides against the middle. So they set them up in Poland and put American soldiers there that knew how to launch them from there. And again, like you said, it's 80s technology. It's post Cold War, but barely.
Barely.
And it's just
I don't like the escalation, but I think the escalation for me comes from a point of Trump is just over this shit. And if you two dudes won't get to the table, then we're just going to up the game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm watching.
Yeah. That's 100% true.
We're gonna cut off. We're gonna do stuff. We're gonna Russia. We're gonna do stuff to you, not necessarily militarily from us. We're going. I hate sanctions. Sanctions are the stupidest things. They never work. They drive people to other currencies. But all right, so we're gonna force India to stop trading with you. Whether that happens, like
It's not gonna happen.
but then Trump also backs it up and goes, "Hey, all right, we're going to go from 1950s tech to 1980s tech, and we're going to make Europe buy it, and we're going to sell it through Europe to Ukraine, and have fun catching what we're going to throw at you now. We're going to up the game. I don't like it, but we're going to up the game because you two, and I like." If you watch all of our podcasting and go back through all of our spaces history, like when we were doing live spaces, you will find that I actually think Putin is on the right side of history here.
He absolutely is.
But if you can't get the two of them at the table, I think this is it's not frustration from Trump. It's just like, I'm going to make it happen. So we're going to throw tomahawks at you. Deal with it.
Dude, Tomahawk, that a Tomahawk in Ukraine could strike downtown Moscow.
Yeah.
And if that happens, that would be like Clinton raining hellfire and damnation down on Belgrade back in the 90s. That it's just that's a lose-lose, bro. There is no positive outcome with that. Those guys.
All right, like, so strategically though, I don't think it's Moscow because it's not that there's not a smart Ukrainian dude out there that can't learn something. We're not saying that. But they don't have the access codes. They don't have the laptop to plug in and put the firing coordinates in. So obviously it'll probably be done through, as we know, PMCs or private military contractors
Sure.
that know how to operate this equipment. But it's
Yeah.
going to go towards more critical infrastructure like power stations or refineries, things like that.
So
I like what I'm looking at though is the advance of Trump going, all right, fuck it, we're in, because we're in now, we're in, and yeah, we're just gonna blow shit up until you two start talking.
so I had a conversation with Eric Prince a couple of weeks ago, and he has X amount of boots on the ground there. And they're mostly tier one, but he's got tier two and tier three. Tier three being the weapons launch specialists, right? So the tier three guys can do the Tomahawks, they can do the JDAMs, they can,
At
they
camp.
can do the forward operating they could do the, forward operating locations with the tier one guys that call in airstrikes and stuff. They're all there. Eric's already got them there,
Right.
and we're paying them $1 million a day.
Oh, I bet we are. Like, uh, well, again, when I look at this, I'm trying to look at politically where Trump is between these two gentlemen. One being the actor that was installed by the United States. We've already explained how that was. If you don't understand, please go back to our former podcasts because we walked everybody through
We
how
walk it to
Victoria
death, dude.
Nuland
Yeah.
installed Zelensky, but not what he's trying to do with Putin, Vladimir Putin. In it, again, I don't like it. I'm just saying, I think what Trump is trying to do is go, hey, listen, if you guys don't get to a table, I'm going to blow all of you up.
What choice does he have?
None.
None.
Right?
None.
Right?
Yeah.
And
If
he's
they
like,
don't
"Look,
settle among themselves,
I could do it this
the
way.
United States
And if
of
you
America
don't
is going to
stop,
settle
I
it
will have
for
to do.
him.
Well, no, and it gets weirder, right? If you guys don't do it this way while I'm providing all the weapons, then I'll just do it myself. So here's phase two, right? And phase two is I'm going to arm Ukraine. And all the MAGAs, of course, all the MAGAs are going to go, no, we did not vote for this. I agree. The MAGAs did not vote for that. What are Trump's options? Again, I'm looking at this and going, I'm not. If I look through the whole history of Ukraine in 2014, all of the bullshit that Zelensky did, I am not mad at Putin. I'm mad that I can only be upset. I'll use the word upset that Putin and Zelensky can't go get in front of a table with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump can say, "What's the fucking deal? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Where do we draw the line now?
Right. Where's
What's
the
the new
line?
country
Yeah.
line? And what are we? And then we'll leave each other alone. We'll live in peace." And that's all Donald Trump really wants. But he's going to have to use violence to get peace,
Yeah.
right? So,
Dude, you know what, Sean? That's Old Testament shit right there. Right?
mhm.
Using violence to get peace. That's
Yes,
Old Testament stuff. It's been proven to work over and over again since like 4.
No, you're absolutely right. I just don't get why. The, I don't get why Putin won't, or sorry, not Putin, Zelensky himself. Well, I know he
Zelensky's a
wants to
piece
save.
of shit.
No, no,
He said,
I know he wants to save his own life and fortune. He's made a fortune being the president. Why he won't just accept terms? Like, so everyone's gonna go, well, no, 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 we're gonna throw shit at Russia. Well, we're throwing shit at Russia. Okay, it's not Russia's problem to accept Zelensky. It's not Russia's problem to accept them shutting down Russian and jailing Russian Orthodox churches. It's not Russia's problem to accept putting landmines in the Donbass, in the Donetsk, in the Crimea, because they hate Russians, right?
dude, so
And he wants to go on, please.
oh, sorry, but um, my experience was this is the same battle plan that they did in the former Yugoslavia. They just threw out the landmines and you know soft retreated to hardened facilities, and then they drew the line in the sand and fought back, but not before they ruined the countryside in Yugoslavia with landmines.
So let's walk through that. And this is kind of where I've always been with Ukraine. Why would you put landmines in your own territory when
Right,
there was no invasion?
right. That's exactly what happened in the Balkans. There's no
Right.
invasion, there's nobody tramping on you, and you're putting a goddamn landmine in a farmer's field every 2 square meters. And when I
Hmm.
was out on patrol one day, I
Dude, do you click one?
a cow clicked one
Oh, holy shit!
about 15 yards from me, and his
Holy
whole
shit!
front quarter just blew it right the fuck off. And our Humvee got splattered with all the, and I was
Oh
like, Jesus
God!
Christ, what the fuck? And I told the sergeant to floor it, and he's like, nope, I'm stopping.
Well, all right.
We were on a tracked road next to a pasture, and the pasture was full of fucking landmines. And the farmer who did not know turned his cows loose in that pasture. And we sat there for 11 hours, Sean. We sat there for 11 hours waiting for the UN to come with an anti mine vehicle that we could crawl out of our uh, B5 ballistic F-250 and crawl up inside their thing. And they were all Pakistani. And and I was
Interesting.
like, this is
Interesting.
fucked up. And they're like, yeah, you could have been okay on the road. And I was like, hey, Patel, let me tell you something, man. You were not sitting in the truck when that cow leg blew up 30 feet in the air and landed next to my fucking truck. So I would endeavor you to shut your fucking pie hole.
So
Because if you don't, I'm going to shut it
I
for you.
feel it necessary that to describe an anti-mine vehicle, think of today's American bulldozers that just press pavement. Put that front wheel out 40 feet with a steel guard on it. That's an anti-mine or anti-personnel device or
So what they
vehicle.
have now is called a flail. So they take and you're in my lingo, it would be a Caterpillar D7 or a D8,
Yeah.
like a substantial fucking bulldozer, right? But instead of having the blade on the front, it had, I'm talking about like a Navy anchor link chain, that big and that heavy
Just
of
slapping
a
the
flail,
ground with
of a
a
flail.
huge steel
And it would
steel.
flail, and you would just get in it and go, "Bruh," and it'd be boo, boo, boo. And by the third or fourth explosion, you had to stop, reset the links on the thing because the links had blown off and stuff. And then you get out there and do it again.
So why would Zelensky the in Ukraine install landmines in the Donbass and the Donetsk regions?
It makes no sense, Sean. This guy,
Well, this is news. It's totally available. You can find it. I'm not saying this is not mis or disinformation. This totally happened.
yes,
But you got to look at this and go, wait, you guys are missing the whole story here with
right,
Ukraine. He literally put landmines on roads and pathways in towns and
yeah,
cities, even cities, big cities,
yeah.
400, 500,000 people in the city. He put landmines in. Zelensky did this. So people are just driving by and kaplooey,
And
or
then
they're
kablooey,
walking down
yeah.
a rural
And
path,
you gotta
kaplooey.
understand too, Sean, there was so much UXO, unexploded ordnance, because the Russian shit is still Cold War
It's
era,
shit.
if I'm being
It's
honest,
awful. It's
right?
awful.
And it goes woo bonk, and it just sits there, you know. And a little 7-year-old comes up and goes, "Hey, what's this thing?" You know, and
Right, and then again, and I hate to say this, kablooey, because the
kablooey.
7-year-old
Yeah, yeah,
talked or touched something they shouldn't have touched, which every 7-year-old in any country would have walked up to that thing and gone, "What is this?"
yeah,
Right?
100%.
So again, uh, uh, I don't want to get into anywhere into intelligence or anything like that, but what do you think about this move from Trump to move from 1960s to 1980s technology and make Europe buy it? We're not paying for it anymore. Don't like it? All right.
No bueno, Sean.
Well, I want to hear
And,
you out.
and if I could tell you, just without revealing anything, if I could tell you, this is a move, plain and simple, to clear the decks of Raytheon, BAE, General Dynamics, all of their stockpiles that are from the 70s and 80s, to sell all of that off so that they can bench stock their newest, latest, and greatest. That's what it comes down to, plain and simple. There's no other explanation.
So, how was Trump misled to do this then?
I'm sorry?
How was Trump misled to do this then?
He wasn't misled. He had eyes wide open, bro.
Alright. Oh, well, that's all right.
No, no, Trump. Yeah, no, man.
No, go. Tell me, please.
So,
Trump wants to stop war. I thought, and I
yeah,
get.
no, no,
Hold
dude.
on, I get, and
No, no, no.
I also
So,
get that he wants to make America rich, and part of America, right, is weapons manufacturers. So let's go from that point.
okay. So, at the end of the day, Yeah, dude. I'm just saying it's bad. And there's pockets being lined
Of
in order to
course.
enable this.
Of course.
I gotta, man, I got a clearance. I gotta be careful. So,
Yeah, no, we're never gonna cross that line. Oh, we're just having a great conversation and to the best of our ability
bro,
without you crossing that.
you know what I was gonna say.
Well, you know what? When you look at this, whether it's Trump or any other president, it's not
Doesn't matter.
necessarily the president either.
It's not the president.
Whose
It's the
pockets are
defense
getting lined?
contractors.
Whose pockets are getting
It's
lined?
the defense contractors.
Right, and there's gazillions, and with a G, gazillions
Yeah.
of
And
dollars.
they go to government and they say, look, bro, we got some 1987 Tomahawks.
Dude, when I heard, hold on, I gotta stop you right there because when I heard Tomahawks, I thought 30 years ago, Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
Top Gun, firing
And the
Tomahawk
F-14.
missiles in an F-14, and I was like, "Holy fuck,
Yeah.
that's what we're giving Zelensky? I
Yeah.
don't give a shit. Have them. They're fucking fireworks as far as I'm concerned."
Yeah.
I mean, because that technology is so old compared to we're not we could get
So
into
imagine a
modern technology,
Tomahawk
but just
on
think
an
about automated.
F-14 Tomcat, which is also old technology.
Holy fuck, the Tomcat doesn't even run anymore. You know,
It
it's
does
cool.
in Ukraine.
It would no, it totally does in Ukraine, but again, that's where we're at. We got F-14 Tomcats from the 1980s with
Yep.
now they're getting Tomahawk missiles that
Yeah.
they're going to be able to fire at Russia.
Yeah, they're doing a black and white wars, not even in color.
Holy shit, right? So
And here's a guy in the F-14 Tomcat. Arr, arr, arr. Oh,
do they still have I bet, it would be hilarious if we could get video of the 2 diesel engines they used to spin up the turbines on the F-14. Like, because that's a real thing. You
yeah.
literally, plugged in a diesel
Oh,
engine,
yeah.
outboard
Yeah.
diesel engine to
Did you know
spin the
that an
turbine.
F-18 and an F-22 and an F-35 don't even have pods that will hold a Tomahawk missile?
Mhm,
That's how old the Tomahawk is.
mhm.
They can't even hang them on there.
F-22 is still, like, for whatever reason, and I've talked about this before, but if you're going to dogfight, nobody can beat an F-22 with a proper pilot. Nobody. I don't give a crap about the F-35 platform. Hold on. Because the F-22 platform has the capability of the altitude, the all of the things that they can do. A dogfight. But what I've told you, Paul, is nobody dogfights anymore. We do drone warfare now. And the
Yeah.
drone warfare won't be just from the sky, it's going to be robots on the ground. So the F-35 platform it is immensely technologically advanced from the F-22, and I'll admit that. It's a fucking
But
awful.
it's a piece of shit.
I
It's a Harrier
don't need
jump
it.
jet. The Harrier was a piece of shit.
Oh, fucking
So the
Harrier.
F-22 and the F-18 are both outfitted. So the F-18 has been retro outfitted so they can launch drones from their belly.
Yep.
And so the same with the F-22. They could get within range, 13, 15 miles, and they could launch their fucking drones, and it's all over but the crying, bro.
Well, you got to look at also they have so SR-71. It was never a fighting airplane, but it had speed. So the platform, especially the F-22, F-18 Fighting Eagle had at least some capability. Has the ability to go supersonic. So once they drop the drones, they're gone. You
They're
can't get them.
gone.
They're gone. Like
Yep.
by the time you saw them, they're already 500 miles away, right? And then we're getting into we got some time left. Let's do this. We're getting into an era where we're going to take human pilots out of this stuff. So your F-22, we're going to upfit it with an AI that we can talk to, of course, and that we can train what to do. And it can go drop these things without a human. So they could do even more dangerous missions where they might take on enemy fire. But it doesn't matter because all we're losing is equipment. We're losing
Right.
a robot. We're not losing a human.
Yep.
Right. And that's where let's go circle full around. You said Pete Hegseth. No more fatties.
No more fatties, bro. You got to be battle ready.
And battle ready is going to be the people that we actually need on the ground. And I'm hearing a lot of chatter online that they're like, but did Dwight D. Eisenhower, would he be battle ready? I said, you don't understand the next war we're going to fight. Because the next war we're going to fight is America, is going to be technology based.
Yeah.
And the people that we need on, they're like, your recruiting numbers are down. Well,
Yeah.
they're up a little, but they're still down in general, right? Since World War II, that totally I can accept that. What you're missing is that we need people that are totally physical fit that can work for
That
18
can work.
hours a day
Yep.
while they control the robots,
Yep.
the
So
drones.
let me tell you a little anecdote, Sean. Tanya and I went out to Fort Bragg to visit my son and his wife, right? He's got a really great group of friends in his inner circle. They're all 82nd Airborne, you know, they're
Well,
all ate up.
they're also super techy because I know you.
They're all super ate up with tech and all that kind of stuff. So my son set me up with a lawn chair by the fire circle in the backyard. Now, he has a chin up bar set up in his backyard, which I'm like, who the fuck does that? Right? Well, ate up paratroopers. Yeah, ate up paratroopers do that.
Of course they do.
So this was the thing.
Drink a beer, do
Beer in one hand,
40
chin up
chin-ups.
bar in the other. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all,
Doing that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you motherfuckers are out of control.
look, first of all, wouldn't you want badass people taking
And they're the front line, right?
I'm also going to come to a Maha point. If your body is that healthy, your brain is also that healthy and can provide smarts. And that's why
Yep.
Hegseth said, I don't want any more fatties. Fuck
No
off.
fatties in the Army. You're going to be
And
fit. You're going to be smart. You're going to be ready to fight.
Physical health thing, right? It's a physical health thing. Like if your body's that fat, your brain is consumed with trying to get rid of the fat. This totally, you can look it up. I hate when people say that. Your body is consumed with trying to make itself healthy, and so it's trying to rid your body of fat. Now your brain is consumed with something other than what it should be for mission. And what I heard out of Hegseth, Paul, was mission. And I think I hope a Tom Cruise style Top Gun, when that movie
Yeah.
came out 30 years ago, recruitment effort happens. I really do. 'Cause
Yeah.
people are gonna go, "Fuck yeah, I could do 40 push-ups in 2 minutes. I could
Yeah.
do," and they're gonna go, "Oh, that's great. You made the first entrance to the military,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
just started.
You made the basic.
You you made it to basic. Now we're gonna get you to 80."
Yeah. But I gotta say, what tickled me was all of his friends, and they're all generally about the same age, late 20s. Couple
Yeah.
of them were 30, 31. Um, Not only were they so freaking fit, but they were also so freaking smart. It was, I mean, it was crazy what these guys were sitting around the fire ring, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm a pretty,
Mhm.
I'm a pretty smart guy. I, I'm having trouble keeping up here. I'd say that on the inside, but these guys are, talking about these different rules of engagement and how war is fought and what they're going to do for a battle plan. And I'm like, Jesus, Jesus.
Right. What
I feel very
it
safe right now.
just for our audience, holy crap, we got 17 live, Paul. For audience, you've also you were active duty, and then you were PMC for some
Yeah.
private military contractor
Yeah.
in live action for a
Yep.
number of years, and you're telling me these boys are even better.
Oh, even better, Sean. They just blew me away, dude.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
incredible.
like, that makes
Yeah.
me happy, that makes me proud. It really does.
Yeah.
And I really don't care what TV says. I don't even watch TV. I've told everybody this. I have I think it's called Movie Sphere, on Pluto. It plays movies from the, like, 80s and 90s. That's pretty much what I have on the TV in the background. But it makes me happy that these kids are on board, and I call them kids, even if they're in their
Yeah.
20s. They're on
Yeah.
board with we don't wanna go to war, but if we go to
Yeah.
war, we are absolutely going
Yeah,
to
we're gonna kick your
war
fucking
you.
ass. That's what
You're
we're
done.
gonna do.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely done. And so if I have to do pull-ups every day in the morning, and then I do my sit-ups on my lunch break, and then I do some, Xbox training on my drones,
Yep.
at 3,
Oh,
uh,
yeah,
I'm
and
all in.
right, and every one of those kids, you get up, we're spending the night at their house. We get up in the morning, and it's Galen, my son, and Trevor, his buddy, and Dan, his buddy.
And they're good at it.
"No, I killed your ass. No, put your controller down. I killed your fucking ass."
But
You know?
like, that used to so there was probably a 30-year period in history where video games, obviously, meaningful, they took people's times up, people had fun with them, but now the training from those video games with this age
Yeah,
works with helping AI to control warfare.
exactly.
And, like, nobody, I'm sure, saw that coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
wait,
didn't see it
didn't
coming at
was it
first.
wasn't there a movie, with Matthew Broderick called War Games? Um,
Oh, fuck,
yeah, yeah.
dude.
No,
War game. Yeah,
everybody saw it coming,
yeah,
but they didn't realize the technology was gonna be here in their lifetime,
yeah,
and
Matthew
it's here.
Broderick.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely here. Alright, well, that dude's a complete douchebag Democrat, but it was a great movie, War Games.
Oh,
Wait
yeah.
a minute. Another great movie with Matthew Broderick was Bueller. Bueller. Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
Hmm. You people at shit libs can totally. make great content, make great movies. That doesn't mean their politics are worth a shit.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
really don't
exactly
care.
right. Yep.
I don't care.
I got
Uh,
dropped, bro. The wife's calling. I got a drop.
All right. Let's play it out. Hold on.
Yep. Do it.
Oh, we can't do the free speech thing from Bill Maher first,
Wait. Oh, let's do it. Yeah.
can we? It's a couple of minutes.
No, let's do it.
I like the fact that I have the music I have and they can't change it because you see they do change songs because woke Canadian assholes, for example, are the type of people who don't believe in free speech like they don't anymore in Germany or England. And so like they will change songs. I saw
We have freedom of speech in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We have
yeah,
freedom
yeah.
of speech.
Well, you got to fight for it.
We
You
can say
know, I
whatever we
mean,
want up there.
okay, I hope so
Yeah, we can.
because they're
I think it's a little overblown. There was something
it's
about
not
sharing news on.
No, it's not Canada,
social
but
media.
England has arrested people for opinions on the internet,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not down with that. And so
I think
is
there's
Germany.
been some misinformation about me getting all Canadian right now, but there's been some misinformation about Canadian freedom of speech, though, that's been floating around out there. Like we've got freedom of speech in Canada. It's in our
Okay, well,
Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We have freedom of the press, freedom of assembly.
yeah, well, just because something is in a charter, I mean, we have it too, and Trump is threatening that, and sometimes the
But I
left
mean,
is
like,
threatening that
I've
too.
never experienced a situation where I can't say something up there. There are hate speech laws in Canada, so there are things you can't say. But you know what? Who would want to say that shit anyways, right? So
Well,
but-
that's not what free speech means.
right, it's a
That's
slight.
why-
It's a slight. But there's a
there's
a
a
clearly
reason,
there's a
you know-
clearly defined definition of what hate speech is. So it's not overreaching. It's fairly specific. That's so it's
the
not
Supreme
really,
Court-
pretty much say anything you want except for extreme things that you would not agree with, I would think, and that nobody would really want to agree with.
No,
in a
that's
civilized
no.
society.
You don't know what free speech is then. You don't know.
Well,
That's
it's-
not what free speech is. That's
Okay.
the definition of not free speech.
Okay.
Like what everybody thinks. Not everybody thinks the same.
Mm.
The Supreme Court ruled in our country
Yeah.
that the Nazis could march in Skokie, Illinois,
Yeah.
which they were marching in because it is a community of a lot of Holocaust survivors, many of whom were still alive at the time.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court said, as abhorrent as that is,
Yeah.
that is what free speech is about. Anybody can defend the speech that we all like, but sometimes it changes what people like, and you just don't want to be limited that way. Now, if you are literally inciting violence or kiddie porn or something like that, yes, there are things, and they're already illegal. But it gets very dangerous in my view.
There was a lot of talk.
I submit to you, Paul, and think this out if we do a show Friday. Bill Maher is one Trump hoax away from finding out he was fucked by his own party. Am I wrong? Because
Yeah.
he was right there, free speech. I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't care how mean it is. I don't care how awful it is.
Yep.
We totally allow it. But you in Canada, you in England, no, you guys fucking arrest people for it.
Yeah, you guys
I
are
think
fucked.
if Bill Maher either figures out the Russia hoax or the climate change models hoax, either one, it would be fine. I think he's gonna finally figure out, holy shit, I got duped by my own party.
Yeah. I agree. 100%.
On that, let's close it out. We hit the hour. Gotta go. Love you, Paul. Thank you so much. Yeah, so much fun. Always fucking fun with you. And I'm glad that people got to hear